gentlemen, and welcome to the Polyhedron Collider Cast, episode 14. This episode was actually recorded at the same time as episode 13, but since we recorded so much juicy content, in other words, we couldn't get Andy to shut up, we decided to split it into two more digestible episodes rather than one giant slog. So, without further ado, let's talk about some games. We've played some other games as well.
We have. We've actually had quite a busy few weeks.
Yeah.
Productive few weeks.
If you can call playing games productive.
Well, given that this is a gaming podcast, I would like to say yes.
Yes.
It is our raison d'etre.
The sacrifices we have made for you, our dear listener.
Yes. We play these games, so I would say you don't have to, but no, you should. Well, not all of them. Some of them were shit.
Just the ones we say are good.
Yes.
Anyway, games.
Yes.
Battlestar Galactica.
Yes. So say we all.
Yes. Now, I played this for the first time on Tuesday. You two have been playing it for quite a while longer.
I think it's probably the 10th time I've played Battlestar.
Yeah.
I've actually only played it twice, I think.
Ooh. And, thumbs up.
Next!
Well, because, partway through that game, I was like, hang on, this is like Dead of Winter.
Yes,
And it really is.
To which everyone said, yes, Dead of Winter. When it came out, everyone said, this is
It's
like
like
Battlestar, but
yeah.
in the snow with zombies.
I really liked it. Now, admittedly, we played with like most of the expansions, didn't we?
Yeah, so we played with our friend Daz's copy, who was bound to be someone who's listening who knows Az, because he seems to know half the gaming industry. So,
More than half, I would say.
Yeah. Az has got every single expansion of this game because he's bought the original game and loves it. He's bought every single expansion, and the expansions are modular.
Yes.
So you can pick and choose which bits of the expansions to play with.
I'm gonna get them.
And he has played them all and decided which ones he thinks works and which he doesn't.
I can believe that.
Which means we think, and I kind of agree with him because I've been with him where he's tried a couple of the variants. Mm-hmm. I think he's got it right. I think he's got the sweet spot of which bits of which expansion to use. So the major additions we've got is Pegasus, which is the second ship, which has got the main battery, which is used for guns for shooting down baddies.
Should we rewind a little bit?
Go on.
And just, in a nutshell,
Yes.
Battlestar Galactica.
Right. The first question is: have you seen Battlestar Galactica, the new TV program from the 2000s?
No. I've seen the first episode and the very end.
Right.
Right.
I imagine that last episode probably didn't make a great deal of sense then.
And it wasn't even. No, it's like the last 10 minutes.
I watched all 5 series, and that last episode didn't make much sense.
Well, that's a fair point. Anyway, no, not too many spoilers for people. But
No.
Although the game is really spoilery.
yeah, it's a little bit.
The board game is really spoilery because it spoils the ending of, I think, Series 3.
Okay, spoilers galore.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, Battlestar Galactica.
Skip forward 10 minutes.
One of the best sci-fi programs of the last 10 years, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
And this game is the perfect TV license to board game I think I've ever seen.
It is the epitome of the TV program, definitely.
Yeah.
It's another FFG, isn't it?
It is an FFG. It's a, on the surface, cooperative game where you are playing the crew of the Battlestar Galactica. Your aim is to escape the Cylons, which are AI life forms.
The Toasters.
The Toasters, yeah. And your aim is to get to Earth, and you'll do this by spooling up the FTL and jumping to Earth.
Get the hamsters to run quicker.
That's it.
But the game in itself, if you play this game purely cooperative, it's a difficult game. Because what happens is the Cylons are attacking, so wave after wave of Cylon ships are attacking Battlestar. You've got crises that come up, like food shortages, water shortages, civil unrest.
Yeah, you've got to launch your fighters to fend off the nearby attacks, and then get them back in time to be able to spin up to jump again.
Yeah. And then you've got these crises which you have to throw in your cards, and you've got a limited number of cards, and they're all different colours. So one crisis, like the food shortage, may only be resolved if you've got 15 points worth of yellow and green cards, but only 2 players have got yellow and green cards. So
Some
hopefully,
dick throws in red.
well, we're going to get to that.
Okay.
So yeah,
But the twist is, at least one player is a Cylon disguised as a human.
By
So
the
they're a
end of the
traitor.
game.
No, I was going to say because that's a spoiler for the TV program.
too late.
At least one person is a Cylon. At least one person is a traitor trying to stop the humans from winning, and they can throw in other coloured cards which reduce the total, which is really nasty.
because you do it in secret, so no one knows. Although you're throwing in these cards, you might find that you don't always get, and isn't there one on random? So you don't.
You draw 2 from the Destiny deck.
Destiny deck, which has got 2 of every card in, so you always get 2 additions in.
Yeah.
And then there's a chance. So if you're really crafty Cylon player, you only put like 1 card in at a time, hoping that the Destiny deck only throws in another random card.
Because then it's ambiguous as to whether it was just the Destiny deck,
Yeah.
or whether there is a Cylon in there.
Yeah.
And because not everyone puts in cards, is that right?
You don't have to put in cards
That's
if
right.
you don't want to.
So especially if one person hasn't put in a card one round, and then a couple come up that put negatives on it, you're starting to think, well, there might be a Cylon in one of those 3 people, but that person didn't put a card in, so they're probably safe. John's probably okay. Flush Steve out the airlock.
We nearly came close, actually, on Tuesday to doing that as well. There were aspersions galore. As sussed me out as a Cylon pretty quickly in the second half, but that's probably because I was asking questions about the rules of the game that probably gave it away more than anything else. I don't think my actions did, because most of my actions were actually quite positive.
One of the proudest moments of my life was when I got Steve, who was a human, flushed out the airlock when I was a nasty Cylon.
Good effort.
It was great fun. Everyone decided that he was more suspicious than I was.
See, that aspersion was going around on Tuesday as well. Because hang on a minute, there were 2 traitor cards there. Steve, because you're the only one drawing traitor cards.
Yeah, I can't remember the character's name now. She's the first officer's wife or ex-wife in the TV series.
Yeah, okay.
All the way for the TV series, you're not quite sure if she's a Cylon or not, because she's got an agenda of some description and appears to be a traitorous cow. So you're the only character who gets given these traitor cards, which you have to try and get rid of, otherwise it looks really, really bad.
But it was. Yeah, the way the crisis handled is exactly like Dead of Winter. Everyone votes in secret. You count up the cards. Any cards that don't count towards the total count against it. So exactly the same mechanic there.
I like as well the fact that it does feel a bit like the TV series. It does feel quite desperate.
Yes.
Like it feels like most of the time, collectively, even if there wasn't any silence there, it would be difficult to win.
Yes.
And there's a traitor in your midst. At least one.
Yeah, possibly 2.
We had 2. Adam was also a Cylon. There were suspicions, but no one had any concrete proof, so he did well.
Yeah.
Whereas the suspicions on me were quite abound.
We're growing, should we say.
Yeah, but I got to a point where I had a perfect opportunity, which I grasped with both hands, that the fairly sizable Cylon fleet caught up to us. And at which point it became my turn. I was like, bye-bye, motherfuckers! And jumped ship.
What do they mean, like any toast?
You're a waffle man.
And at which point I unleashed horrible vengeance upon the humans.
That is a weird one. I should probably explain actually to any of our American listeners. Because they keep talking and calling the Cylons toasters in the TV series, anyone into our circle of friends immediately goes into Talkie Toaster from Red Dwarf and starts quoting that. Which I said it on Twitter once. It wasn't that long ago. And old Paul Grogan pulled me up and said, they're Americans, they probably won't get that joke.
No.
To which point I had to show the clip from Red Dwarf of Talkie Toaster.
So if you're American, go and look up Red Dwarf and watch it all, because it's amazing.
Yes,
it looks shit.
I assume you mean the Talkie Toaster from White Hole rather than the Talkie Toaster from the early series.
Geek.
Well, I happen to know quite a lot of Red Dwarf, to the point where I can quote every script. But anyway.
I think all 3 of us could probably put hands up to that.
Yeah. I was watching White Hole the other day, actually.
So what is it?
Exactly. So what is it? I've never seen one before.
him.
No one has. But I'm guessing it's a white hole.
A white hole? Oh my god,
Just go and watch the episode, okay?
It's so good.
What are you guys thinking?
Given that God is infinite.
The universe is also infinite.
This is going to be about waffles, isn't it? What a great episode. Anyway, Laura was getting pissed off that I started quoting it, and she's like, "Will you shut up?"
Yeah, you guys shut up, and definitely no more flapjacks.
Definitely no smeggy flapjacks.
Would you like a toasted tea cake?
Stop! We'll never get out.
We're stuck in a loop. We are stuck in the white hole loop, aren't we? So what is it?
Somebody knock him out.
Anyway,
I was going to say, that while we're on the subject, has anyone watched the latest series?
I've seen some of it.
Yeah, bits.
I've seen the first 2 episodes.
The first 2.
It's okay, actually.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
They've robbed some of Series 6, I think, and changed it slightly, but
They
it's
are
okay.
regurgitating a few ideas.
It does feel like the actors are kind of getting back into it.
Yeah.
I thought this when they did the last season, those sort of 3 episodes. The first one felt god awful. Didn't like the fact they put Coronation Street back into it.
No, that's the previous series before that.
That one.
Yeah.
Kind of felt like towards the end of it, like it was taking them a little bit of time to remember what the characters were like and how they fitted together.
Yeah.
And by the end of it, it was like, it's like they wound up, and I was like, right, now doing another series, and it'll be great.
Yeah, this one felt a little bit like that. Again, there was a little
Yeah.
bit of wind up, so the episodes got a bit better as they got more back into the old characters.
I need to catch up with them. I really do, because they were starting to get good. The one with the Karma Drive, some of it was actually really funny.
Yeah, it might be a recycled idea, but
Yeah,
there were some good ideas.
It's a
in
justice world.
that. Yeah.
Anyway, we're off topic.
We're off topic.
Even for us.
Again.
I don't care, it's Red Dwarf. It deserves a time and a place.
Exactly, yes.
It's a fair point.
That was good. I mean, to be fair, I think we spend more time off topic than on topic in these bloody things. But hey, that's part of our charm.
So, Battlestar.
Battlestar.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Great game.
I really enjoyed it as a newbie.
I've played it with 7 players because one of the expansions gives you Cylon leaders,
Oh,
which have completely independent objectives.
Okay.
They win if they have to get 3 objectives, of which 2 must be a Cylon objective. The Cylon objectives and human objectives, and they have to have 2 and 1.
so you can have individual winners rather than team winners.
Yeah, there's only one though. There's only one Cylon leader allowed in a game at a time.
Okay.
So last time we played, I was a Cylon leader, and
Did you get flushed?
No, I won.
Oh.
I actually won one. I got all my objectives, which I think was humans had to win. We had to have a minimum of 4 food, and at the same time, I think someone had to be flushed from an airlock or something like that. So it's like you have to have at least like 1 objective from the other side.
Steve,
So
did you do the flushing?
no, so we played with a friend Tom.
Okay.
Tom flushes someone in every single game. That's amazing. No one even went anywhere near those airlock controls in that last game we had.
One person did, but then the airlock got blown up.
It's the chain reaction we've had before where someone went to an airlock which knocked the morale down, which means another character shot themselves. So we lost 2 characters in 1 round.
Awesome. Do you lose another morale point if the person shoots himself?
I think that character, because they die if the morale drops, you don't lose another one.
Oh, okay.
It's already pretty low.
Everyone goes, yeah, he's dead! Misery Guts has fucked off. Morale increases. But it was
Isn't
good.
that what they did in Dead of Winter, isn't it?
The nutcase, the Santa Claus guy.
Yeah, when he dies, the morale goes up.
Yeah, one of his special ability is basically he sort of, I'm going for a walk, I may be some time, and just fucks off into the night, and everyone gets happy because the mad old bastard's fucked off.
Well, there's one less mouth to feed, isn't it?
So yeah, they did that quite well. But they also went a bit weird, where the fact that you could kit the dog out with night vision goggles and a rifle, it'd still be amazing. You could fire it. It's
part of the fun.
Sparky the Wonder Dog.
First game I played, Sparky the Wonder Dog played acoustic guitar and sung songs.
Superb. Outstanding. So yeah, Battlestar was really good.
Yeah.
Especially with playing with a bunch of seasoned gamers who all played it before.
Yes, you're the only person who that was the first time they played, wasn't it?
Yes.
And as our golden rule seems to stand, if it's your first time playing, you will be dealt the Cylon card.
And it seems to have held. I did start as a human, but halfway
okay.
through, I became a Cylon.
I was a silent from the start.
Yeah, I was when I first played it. I want to watch Battlestar again now.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
I'm going to have to sit through it. I've started watching it and fell asleep because I was knackered. So yeah, Battlestar, really good game, definitely worth buying, and I think I'm going to get a copy at some point.
Yeah, it's great fun.
And yes, to refer back to our very first podcast, yes, all 3 expansions as well.
On a slightly related theme, because of being lost in space to lost at sea.
Uh-huh.
Not lost in time and space.
No.
That's something different.
That's something different.
Time and space.
No, this was definitely Lost at Sea, which was Captain Sonar.
That was awesome.
I've not played this game yet, but
You
you guys
will love
have
it.
described it, and it does sound incredible.
I think you'd love this game. So we played the full 8-player version of this game. It is basically multiplayer, real-time battleships. So you're both playing submarine crews, and the idea is to blow up the other submarine.
And by multiplayer, you mean more than 2?
Yes.
8 players, so there's
8
4
players,
people.
4 each side.
4 each side of this big screen.
Captain, first mate, engineering, and communications.
Communications, yeah.
So captain is the one giving the orders about where they're supposed to go.
Mm-hmm.
First mate is keeping control of weapon systems to show when they're online. Engineering is every time you move, crossing off a system and then repairing it, making sure you've distributed damage evenly. And then communications is listening to what the other team are giving orders. And this is what I really liked about this. They're plotting it down on a piece of like acetate, so a clear piece of plastic on top of the map.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't know where they've started. They just know they've gone east one, north one, west one. And so they can move this round to try and fit into the islands, which is the map they're playing on. So that basically, when first officer says, torpedoes are ready, Captain, Captain goes, stop! Everyone stops. Fire E5! He's not there. Oh.
Curses.
Bugger. Right, and then you go back down again.
But it's all real time. It's the captain's shouting east, west, north. You're trying to keep tabs. The captain's keeping tabs on where you are. First officer is ticking off like torpedoes are ready, sir. Sonar's ready, sir. And engineers going, don't go east. He'll blow the engines. Stop.
Which way do we need to go? East. We can't go east. Well, go west. Right, we've gone west. Go east. We can't go east. Go north. We've gone north. Go east. We can't go. Where the fuck are we? It was really fun. Very frantic. You need to be on the ball. So anyone who's a bit dopey, it's probably going to screw it up. Because engineering, all the subsystems are split out between the 4 cardinal directions of the compass. Mm-hmm. And they're in groups of 4. So once you've crossed all 4 off in a group, you get them back again.
Okay.
So you try and plot your course.
So you're sort of spiralling almost.
Not quite, because it depends on how they're broken out.
And
Because
it also depends on what the captain wants to do. So the captain says, I want to use the sonar soon. Then you're like, well, you'll have to go east then. Well, that's an island in the way.
Go north.
Go north then.
We can't go east.
Right,
For goodness sake.
And then the other thing you can do is if you've damaged too much, you can surface and do repairs. So you surface, and you have to say, right, we've surfaced, and then the board with engineering has got these little like gaps, and each player has to get their marker and draw just a line through this area around each of the 4 zones on the submarine.
Yeah.
Hand it over to the other team's captain. If the other team's captain go, yes, we approve, and then hand it back, and you've repaired
Because if you go
everything.
outside the lines, they'll deny you, and you've got to rub it off and start again. And all the time,
The
they're
whole
still
team's
going.
got to do it again.
Yeah,
Yes.
because
Right.
every member of the team has there's 4 sections. It's like a profile of the sub. It's split into 4 sections, and you've got to colour this little bit in, go around this line without going inside or outside the lines. Every member of the team's got to do it and put their initials in the middle to say they've done it.
I love the sound of this.
It is amazingly good fun.
Can you play it with less than 8 people?
Yes, 'cause
Yes.
I think a couple of the roles double up.
Okay.
I think the captain can do other things. I think 8 is its sweet spot. It's designed for 8.
Okay.
And it's a loud game as well. You know, because you have to, I don't know, maybe you could play it quietly. Maybe that's the trick. You know, east, west. So the other terms communications officers have to really listen in. But you've also got this like board in front of you, this like fold out thick curtains. You can't see what's happening on the other player's side.
Okay.
It's a really good game. It's frantic. It's fun. There's a lot of squabbling.
Yeah.
It's not ready. Well, why is it not ready? Because you just went east.
I told you not to go east.
Why can't I fire torpedoes? Because I've been prepping the sonar. You don't need the sonar. Use the sonar anyway. It'll help us.
It's great. It's really good fun. So,
I don't know
yeah.
if the communications officer's made a mistake at any point, like he's missed hearing an order. Then you can use sonar. And sonar, they have to give you some information about where they are.
Yeah, they give you a false one and so they give you, because the grid has got letters and numbers, so like A1,
Yes, so you've got-
B7, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So one of the of the letter and the number, one of them has to be true, and the other one has to be false.
Right.
So you know either which row or which column they're in, but not both.
Yeah, and there's another one, it's not sonar, it's like a scanner, which they have to tell you which sector they're in.
Yes.
And it's brilliant when they say that, and they go, oh, we're in sector 9. And like, the communications
What?
officer goes, you can't be in sector 9. We are. I've made a mistake. Oh crap, I've made a mistake.
I don't know where they are anymore.
So then you've got to wait for them to surface. So when you surface, you have to tell your opponent which sector you're in. There's 9 sectors to the map. And you have to tell. Now, we didn't play that because Nye forgot to tell us that bit. So everyone just surfaced, repaired, and then dived that back down again without telling anyone. So we're like, this is a bit of a powerful manoeuvre. But it was really good fun. And it lasted, what, half an hour? Maybe an hour?
That was half an hour. Because I think too much explaining to do, because I said you've got to explain the rules to each player individually, because each player's doing something different. And I've been led to believe there's a Space Cadets. There's 2 Space Cadets games, and they are both similar.
Right.
So Space Cadets and Space Cadets Dice Duel. And Space Cadets is like Starship Enterprise is effectively what you are rather than a submarine.
Okay.
But you're doing mini games, so rather than just scratching things on, like, you know, Captain Sonar is a lot simpler. My understanding is Space Cadets, like with the sonar or radar operator, is actually pulling things out of a bag and has to feel in the bag to get the right shape.
Oh yeah.
But similar kind of thing. It's real time, and every so often the captain's like, "Stop! Fire torpedoes!"
Awesome. That sounds like fun. But yeah, Captain Sonar's worth getting, I think, for such a party.
But as I said, you really need 8 players to get the most out of it, I think.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, I think you can do it with 6. I think you can do it with 4, but...
Yeah, I was asking actually because I'd come to there's some of the roles would naturally fall. You could do naturally with one person with 2 roles and another person with the other 2 roles. And I said, well, you could just do that one, and that'll make life a lot easier. He says, yeah, you're not allowed to do that because I think there are restrictions on which roles would fall with fewer than 4 people, just to make sure that you actually communicate with other people, because that's where the fun starts.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it'd just be a very silent game, like we're going east, okay, which matter off in engineering. You alright? Yeah, good, right. Fire!
Everyone heads down, earphones in.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. So I believe there are restrictive rules that force you to make sure that you are communicating with your team. Which is great. It's really well thought out. It's brilliant fun. It really is. And oddly, the markers and the little erasers smell like almonds, which leads me to the conclusion that there's a lot of cyanide in them.
Don't suck the markers.
No. Oh. I would explain a lot. So that was Captain Sonar.
Yeah.
That was really good fun. So I would like to get a copy of that at some point. But I can't find it anywhere at the moment because it's relatively new, isn't it?
It was, I think it was released at Gen Con, so it came out about August. But I think we've been a little bit behind here in the UK on some of the releases. I think there's still games that were announced at Gen Con that we haven't got yet.
Yeah.
One of which is the Arkham Horror card game, and I'm most annoyed. It's been delayed again.
You can see his eyes twitching already. It's a Lovecraft game he hasn't got.
But Lovecraft game sounds amazing.
Yeah, this is why I'm surprised you're not going all over deep
Madness?
Deep madness, yeah.
Well, you've already backed it, so I don't need to.
Well, there is that, yeah, that's true.
Back away now.
Backed it and a half.
Who am I likely to play this game with? Have they already bought it? And therefore I don't need to buy
And
it.
that's the reason I'm out, yes.
So, let's go to some questions. I like questions.
We have a lot of questions this week.
We do. I just realised I was rubbing my hands, so that was probably getting on the recording. So
Yeah, don't do that.
No.
Is there someone in the industry you'd love to play against at their own game?
Again, Jamie Steckman.
You got one answer for this.
Well, actually, funnily enough, at Expo, I played Alex Churchill at Steamworks. He was the designer. And I beat him. His excuse was, I haven't played the 2-player game very often. Whatever, Alex, you're a loser.
Is that what you said?
Not quite. I may have been paraphrasing. I may have said whatever. The rest of it may have been in my head. But yes, I have already played a game designer at their own game and beaten them. I'm sure I'm probably not the only gamer to have done that, though.
No, I think that's quite a common thing at conventions, where they all go, "Oh, I don't know who you won. You took me by surprise."
Yeah, well.
Yeah, right, they let you win.
Yeah, totally. But Alex was a nice guy, actually. Yes, I would like to whip Jamie at Viticulture.
You'd like to whip Jamie?
Yes.
He's never coming on this podcast.
See, the problem about most game designers is, if you play them against their own game, they're usually all very clever people who can hyper-analyse all this stuff anyway.
They invented the mechanics, generally speaking.
Yeah.
So they probably know what's going to work.
Yeah.
At least on average.
I'll admit I've not played many of his games, but I can imagine playing a game against Tony Waddell would be interesting. I think he'd just troll you, though. He trolls everyone else.
You need to play Andy Chambers at that overpriced card game nonsense.
Indeed.
Yes.
I'm trying not to talk about this game, Andy.
I'm trying to wind you up.
No.
And it appears to be working.
I wouldn't mind doing that, actually.
See? It's a great idea. And then you could jump up and go, look, it's fucking overpriced. It's nice, but it's overpriced.
Okay, let's move on.
Speaking of Jamie, is Scythe still not as good as everyone says it is? I'm going to say that's a personal insult. I don't think any of us have played it enough to comment, really.
No, when we were playing Battlestar on Tuesday, we were half the room playing Scythe, and actually they came back and went, "Oh, I love this game. 4th game now.
Yeah.
I love it."
Yeah.
I think actually, once you get past the disappointment that the mechs don't fight each other, I think the game itself is good.
Yeah.
It's there's a lot going on.
So Jay at Breacher 18 is like the only person who doesn't like Scythe, I think, as far as I can tell.
I think she got caught up in the hype as well, though.
Yeah.
That's what she was saying, is that she was so excited about the game that probably no matter how good it was, she was going to be disappointed.
Yeah.
See, I got really excited, and I played an expo and loved it. So maybe she's just weird. Or maybe I'm just weird.
We know
We'll leave that as
you
an
are,
exercise for the reader. Listener.
You are just weird. There's no quarrel here. We know you're just weird. Have you ever been offered to cover a game that is quite simply utter gash?
Yes. Yes, we have.
We
Quite
have.
a few times.
Yes, and we've been honest about it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shall we name and shame or just leave it at that?
Yeah, I'm going to.
Let's not go
Go
back.
for it.
Oh, okay.
Let's
go there.
Mining Maniac.
Is this the turd and hot dog bun? Yes!
I didn't even remember that one.
That was before the podcast. That's on the
okay.
website. It's a Hong Kong game development house. It was a Kickstarter game, which I'm sorry to say the quality of Kickstarter games is generally lower than other games you get sent. It was a game in which you were supposed to mine materials and then sell them. So you had to do a mine action, keep them for a round, and then sell them. But it just didn't work. It was supposed to be a 12-round game, and 6 rounds in. The words I used in my review were 6 rounds into the game, everyone had the look on their face like they'd ordered a burger and got served a dog turd in a bun. Because I'm not kidding. One of the guys on the team, I'm not kidding, he looked like he could smell dog shit in the room. The look on his face was that kind of utter disgust, but at the same time his nose turned slightly up at it. It just fell apart. It was utter rubbish. But I didn't. The problem with this, I didn't know this until you get it. Some of them you look at and you try and. Let's be perfectly honest. There are some people who email you with games. You kind of go,
Nah.
"No, I'm very sorry, but this is not a game we are likely to cover on the Polyhedron Collider website
So
or
if
podcast."
anyone writes to us and you give them that answer, then know exactly what you mean.
Do you know what? I'm going to tell you straight away. If you offer a party game for consenting adults, i.e. Cards Against Humanity rip-off, then yes. I might not even reply to you. If you said my name in it or Polyhedron Collider, I'll probably politely reply and say, no thanks. If you haven't put my name on it, just delete.
Yeah.
If you put a game which looks like a family game, it's not something we cover. We don't play family games. We haven't got kids. And last time we tried to borrow someone else's, the police got involved.
We've got John.
unless it looks like a fun game. We might make a set.
That's true. We played Ice Cool and fucking loved it.
Yeah.
That had a gimmick, though.
That's true. and we're good for gimmicks. We love gimmicks. Well, I do.
I wouldn't say that was an absolute no.
No. But it is difficult. You do look at some of these things and think, this looks like it's going to be bad.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we don't want to be one of those people who just do positive reviews.
No.
We want to play a game and give our honest opinion. No, because
We keep
No,
it real. We keep it real, bitches.
I wasn't sniffing because I thought that was a silly idea. I was sniffing because we have done quite damning. There's been quite a few that we've been sent that we thought we were going to like,
yeah.
and
Didn't.
and then we didn't.
Yeah.
Well, there's one that I'm supposed to be reviewing at the moment that's... Do you know what? I haven't mentioned it yet, and I really should. So that's a game called Night Lancer.
That makes it sound like some kind of dark alley sexual offender. It really does.
You're right with the dark alley, but
Only in your head, Andy.
The Night Lancer struck again last night. Police are looking for a 6-foot male.
What? Anyway.
Yeah, you're right. I'm a bit weird.
Well, let's just start at the very beginning of this Night Lancer game. This is a game set in a future dystopian city. That city is Birmingham.
That's not future.
Well, presumably Birmingham will be in the future.
I'd like to think not, to be honest. But
Well, I don't know. It's barely into the 21st century at this
That's
point.
true.
See, I've lived in Birmingham for quite a long time. I
That
think it's
explains
actually
a lot.
It's actually come out quite nice recently. They've redone them. Anyway, we're getting off track.
Going on track.
Night Lancer.
But I'm sorry. It's supposed to be a game similar to Deus Ex.
Right.
That kind of future setting. It's a little bit rough, and
Near
everyone's got
future.
cybernetics. Everyone's carrying a minigun which is hooked up to their bionic eye or whatever. And I just can't match Deus Ex with Birmingham. I can't imagine. What's his name? Denton turns up. Tell me the way to the secret plans. What's over there, mate? Do you want some cybernetic enhancements?
We go for a coma.
You didn't even find the microdot. sorry, I've gone Red Dwarf again.
Absolutely. The truth behind Rimmer. What
You
truth?
twonk.
That has got to be the best segue I've ever heard.
High fives, boys. High fives.
Oh, brilliant.
Anyway. So yes, we've been offered games that are gash.
And 9 times out of 10, I've said yes because I was desperate to review something.
And now, look what that's got us. We've got a mountain of bloody things to review.
It's
And
all
I'm
good.
sure they're all going to be amazing.
It's all good. We've got through all the ones that are bad, all the ones that are left. They're going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Steve and I are looking at each other going, maybe. We'll see. We know you like games. Yeah, well, yeah. Is it obvious?
Pretty boring podcast otherwise.
Yes. We know you like games, but do any of the Polyhedron Collider crew's other halves get involved in the cardboard arenas?
Yes.
Right, next. Yes,
Yeah.
they do.
Yeah.
Which I think is a good thing because
Yeah.
it's nice to get involved.
Not at the kind of fanatical devotion that us three kind of put in,
No.
but they all play games.
Yeah. And not just what we quite often call gateway games either.
No.
All the good ones, like Talisman.
You said the good ones, John.
Oh. Talisman. all the good ones.
Yeah, totally. Alora loves Catan. And she actually we played tons and tons of viticulture actually, so we've got to the point now where we really know viticulture, so it's pretty much of a toss-up between who wins that one. And we both like it. She really loves it, and I think it's a really good game as well, so I think actually it's probably Jamie's best one, to be honest. But so she really likes them as well, so it's really good to have another half that shares one of our loves, which is good.
Well, as we were saying earlier, Carcassonne got me back into gaming in a roundabout way. I might as well tell the story. I got out of gaming for some time, just because I just kind of fell out of it when I left university. I didn't meet any other gamers, and gaming wasn't big at the time, really.
Yeah. Not having people to play with is definitely a good reason not to play games.
Yeah. So, John, you actually kind of semi-introduced me because you were keeping your eye on certain games you'd played. So when Talisman got reprinted, you bought that straight away.
Yeah.
When Robo Rally got reprinted, you bought that. So I was getting kind of into games. I wanted to know a bit more and really struggled because what was on the internet at the time was absolutely terrible. And anyone who's got an Xbox may know that the year that Modern Warfare came out, so Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, which we're getting on for about
2004?
Where did you just pull that out of, Andy?
No, it's later than that.
Yeah, it probably is actually, maybe 2008.
It's
A while ago.
It's about 2008 actually.
yes, it would be about 2008. Yeah, it would be actually. Yeah. So Modern Warfare was that popular that on Christmas Day, when that game came out, it crashed Xbox Live because it was hugely more popular than they expected, and all of a sudden everyone went online on Christmas Day, and the servers crashed. And we're out for about 2 or 3 days.
That's a hell of a crash.
Yeah, no, it was pretty bad.
The admins were probably drunk.
It's
for 3
Christmas
days.
Day, yeah.
I'll sort it on Tuesday.
Exactly.
And what they did is Xbox said, as kind of a reimbursement for Xbox Live being down, at the point when everyone's off work and wanted to use Xbox Live, they gave everyone a couple of free games, and one of them was a digital version of Carcassonne.
Wow.
The other one was Undertow, which was rubbish. Played quite a lot of it myself, and when Amanda moved in with me, Amanda's a big video gamer. She's currently playing World of Warcraft as we're recording in the other room. She went through all the games that are on my Xbox and kind of played them all as well. I mean, Amanda is someone who's completed Dragon Age Origins 3 times to get every single ending possibly.
Jesus.
That's
and all
commitment.
expansions, yeah.
That's insane.
But she stumbled across Carcassonne and really loved it. And so I went and bought her from Amazon Carcassonne, the board game, because you could get the odd game off Amazon. And I remember trying to think, I'd seen somewhere on some sort of website you could get expansions, but Amazon didn't have any of them. And so I went and hunched around Worcester with her one day and said, look, there must be a shop that sells Carcassonne expansions. Maybe there's one in Worcester. And we stumbled into what is Toys and Games in Worcester, or the Lego shop as I call it. Walked in and found this wall of modern board games.
And you creamed your pants, didn't you?
Well, the thing that stood out to me, because right in the middle, and most of the games are side on, so you can only read what's down the side of the box, but every so often there'll be a game front on, so you can see the full box cover. And it was Arkham Horror. And yeah, I practically did cream my pants on that. I was like, there's a Call of Cthulhu board game. And so since then, I mean, there's one shelf that I'm on the board game shelf that the guys can see at the moment, which is Amanda's board game shelf.
Carcassonne, Magic Hero, Dominion, Ticket to Ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Done. I think it's fair to say that one of Kaz's favourite games is Arkham Horror as well. I think she quite likes the kind of cooperative aspect to it, because I quite like Talisman, and it's a bit stabby. I think she kind of gets like the whole I'll take stuff away from you, and it's kind of funny the first couple of times.
Yeah.
But I think I enjoy it a little bit too much. And it gets a bit frustrating sometimes when you're just stabbing people in the back. So it's quite refreshing sometimes to just have a game that is purely in everyone's interests without any, anything else there. It's just in everyone's interest to try and win together.
Yeah.
So it's quite good. Quite good to play with other halves. There's no competitiveness between you. You're all working together.
Yeah.
I thought she does cheat at Arkham Horror.
Well... More
denial.
More sort of bending the rules.
More sort of ignoring the first roll of the dice.
Yeah.
She did that last night in D&D as well. But I caught that 9.
Best of 2.
Yeah. You don't have advantage, Kaz. Oh, don't I? No.
She's got the advantage that she's Kaz.
It's completely off topic. Don't go on a tangent again. Can I say I really enjoyed Dungeons and Dragons last night?
That was
It
great
was
fun.
really, really cool. I really enjoyed. I think that's probably our best session yet, actually.
Yeah.
It was.
I think it's got to the point now where everyone's getting to grips with their character.
Yeah.
Everyone's starting to understand the rules a little more.
Yeah.
Including me.
And I think also, those members of the group who are a little bit newer to it are starting to get the whole... When you walk into an area, there's not a script written down.
Yeah.
Well, there's some guidelines, but there's not a script saying that you will go and do this, and then you will go and do this, and it's not someone leading you through it.
Yeah. It's not an adventure book. It's
Yes,
not like,
exactly.
do you want to fight the dwarf or run away?
Yeah, and I think it was
I'll fight the dwarf. He beats you up. No, he didn't. Roll back.
I'll get my finger in the page.
Yes.
I thought it was particularly good that Steve and I, the more seasoned players, actually ended up chained up as prisoners.
That was funny.
And so it was up to the guys who are less experienced to go out and to try and do what they can to find out what's going on and try and rescue us. And...
Actually, role play as well.
Yeah, exactly.
They really did. They both did a really good job of that, actually. Kaz was fantastic. Some kind of seedy bar wench trying to get information. She was outstanding at that.
She was highly effective.
She really was. Didn't take kind to being slapped on the ass, but hey. But
in character as well.
In character. It was really good. I think the sandbox area of it was actually very, very useful for them, as you say. It gave them a chance to flourish while you two were being beaten. I think I went too easy on you two, actually. I should have beaten you more and given you more hit points of damage, but
Just peeling potatoes.
yeah, I could have been a bit more inventive. You had to you had to disembowel a calf or something like that.
It worked. It was good fun.
Give me a constitution check in Bath.
Oh, funny enough.
So, funnily enough, I mean, a segue again.
That wasn't intended. Well, we did all right there. So, if you were playing role-playing D&D, do you ever give your character a voice? And would you do that voice right now on air?
Or my rugby Cockney voice, the one from my tiefling sorcerer, because he's a bit of a geezer. Or that voice, yeah.
I also noticed that every single Dragonborn and Dragon Contest last name was basically an orc, because you all talk like that with a gruff accent and stuff.
We need to get the man from auctions on. Is it Elliot?
Yes.
Elliot, you need to be on this game, mate.
My...
The dwarf hasn't got much of an accent, has he?
He hasn't got much of an accent. When he does have an accent, it's basically just Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings Scottish.
Yeah, basically.
Absolutely. The problem is, every time I try and put on a voice and do a serious job, you two accuse me of trying to copy at Matt Mercer, which may be slightly true.
I don't think we do at all. That's in your head, Andy.
You accused me once.
See, mine is just slightly posh, slightly higher pitched,
That's very
and
good.
flourishing as much as I can, for I am the gnomish swashbuckler and a nobleman at that.
It's excellent.
Yeah, that fits. I think that's the thing. Like, if you're just a dwarf, I mean, he's not a particularly clever dwarf, but he'd like to think he is. He reads a lot of books. He's a geeky dwarf, basically.
He is. If he had a laptop, he'd be coding.
How do you give a geeky dwarf a voice? So I think, the kind of rough, I'm just going to go and rescue some people and I'm angry and those bloody elves. It's kind of how it goes.
I noticed neither Kaz nor Scott have got a voice up yet.
No. They will. By the end of this game.
I always think it helps differentiating between the chat you're having, like game chat tactics, and things you're actually role playing. So for the DM, it helps because the DM knows when you're just kind of going, right, what we're going to do, as opposed to what am I actually saying out loud.
Obviously, I'm a tiefling sorcerer in my game in Wolves with Chris, and he's a charlatan. So Cockney geezer, fucking perfect, mate. So they do a great deal in a car, lovely, and he's a bit of a dick, to be fair. As well, so it fits perfectly.
Your character in the game I was DMing had an accent, had a voice.
Yes. Yeah, so Cuthbert the Knob. Knob as in nobility.
Uh-huh.
He was always talking, very posh, and, he was very enthusiastic about everyone being happy, and he just wanted everyone to get on. Come on, guys, let's carry on. Be fine.
That must have become insufferable. My Cockney geezer would have lamped you. He keeps back. Basically, I just keep wanting my tiefling to be in lock, stock, and two smoking barrels. I just want to come out. What do you think they're armed with? Guns, you tit.
That's not very much in D&D though, is it?
No, it's a
you're
bit of a
armed with
shame.
Magic missiles, you tit.
That's a great idea. What do you think they're armed with? Swords, you tit.
So, yeah, those are our awful voices. And so kind of Richard's last question and also the Angel of Dice both kind of ask us what's made our Christmas lists. So what are our top 3 must-haves for Christmas and what's dropped off the list?
Well, I struggle with board games at Christmas. Especially now, I'm going to struggle even more this year because the price of board games has gone up.
Yeah.
Most games I want are around about the £50 mark. And I know that certain members of my family would kind of go, can we not just get you a book? Or some pyjamas?
Yeah, and you'd probably turn around and go, I could do with some pyjamas, actually. We've reached that age now, haven't we? Or, do you want some socks? Yeah, actually, I really need socks. I found that last year. Oh, God, no.
My big problem for Christmas and birthdays generally is people find it impossible to buy for me because I see something like a game that I really want and I go and buy it.
Yeah.
So it comes to Christmas and people are like, what would you like? Would you like a board game or something? Like, no, I've kind of bought them all.
I'm not sure what I want at the moment because a lot of the games I want are on Kickstarter and I've either backed them or they're like £500.
Mainframe's probably on my Christmas list.
Mainframe's a good Christmas list.
I would agree, actually, because it's affordable too.
What I have done, actually, is I recently...
Are we listening, partners and wives?
No.
Obviously not.
No.
One thing I have done is I recently got hold of Elder Sign which is like the Arkham Horror dice game. I've played it loads, but the guy here usually played it with hasn't been coming to our board game group for a while. And I've put all the expansions for that on my wish list because they're all about £20 each. They're all like little mini expansions.
Yeah.
So they're quite nice little things. I can see someone buying me that. I mean, what I really want is things like, Terraforming Mars, Mechs versus Minions.
Kingdom Death Monster. The box is the size of your couch.
But
Or your sofa if you're in the UK.
Actually, thinking about it, Battlestar. That's 35 quid.
That's a good one,
Yeah.
In fact, actually, some of the better ones to put on your Christmas list are the older games.
Yes,
Because
they're cheaper.
they're generally cheaper and they're generally easier to find as well. Like, I haven't bought myself Adrenaline yet, and I probably will at some point.
Yeah, I want to buy that.
Christmas is probably a good time to ask for it, but the
I don't
problem
know
is
why I went all gruff there.
He's fallen back into character.
But I'm not going to be able to. Friends and family are not going to be able to find Adrenaline to buy.
No.
It's basically, if it's not on Amazon or not available in Argos, most of my relatives are going to struggle.
yeah.
Although saying that, a couple of years ago, Amanda did just walk into the board game shop in Worcester, went to the girl there who used to come to Tuesday night and go, "What would Steve want?" And she pointed at Imperial Assault.
She was right. To be fair, she was right.
So I opened up Imperial Assault one Christmas, like,
Wow, best wife ever. Awesome. I would like Pandemic Cthulhu as well, but it is the thick end of 50 quid.
and I've got it as well, so.
That's true. I don't necessarily need it.
That Pandemic Iberia has come out.
That's true. I would like that, but it's not out for Christmas, is it? Or is it?
I don't know, it was in the games library at Aircon.
Was it?
Yeah,
Why the hell did we not play that?
don't know.
We had lots of other games to play.
I thought
Stop
that myself.
bringing fact and reason into this.
I actually
Sorry.
did think that, actually, because if we'd have played that, that would have been an interesting one to talk about today.
Oh well.
I was quite surprised that came out so soon after Pandemic Cthulhu.
I always kind of want, hilariously, the expansion for Betrayal at House on the Hill, just to see if it makes it worse or better. Can it make a bad game even worse?
In for a penny.
Yeah, exactly. I know. Look at the state of Steve.
Deep breath, Steve.
He looks like he's just been trapped in a lift when someone's farted.
Well, this room is getting rather stuffy.
It is.
And we're drinking lots of beer. I can't think of anything else on the Christmas lists, really. It's a bit of a struggle. As I said, I really find it difficult to suggest something that I can get.
We'll revisit that question in a month or so.
Or even what to suggest for other people, really, because
That is a good idea.
a lot of other websites do like gift guides, what to buy, and I always struggle even thinking of something we can make a gift guide.
Yeah,
thing
because
there
a
to-
lot of things, as you say, I mean, board games, partially because of Brexit and we're in the UK, but I think board games have got marginally more expensive recently, and it's moved them out of comfortable Christmas price.
Yeah.
Less than 40 quid, basically.
Yeah.
Depends on the game a bit. I mean, there's still quite a lot of fairly cheap games out there.
Yes.
Yeah. It just seems
But
that
the
all
ones
the
we
ones I
want.
want.
But you got to remember that we've got individually we've got quite extensive collections, let alone between us all.
Yeah.
That is true.
One of the things we do always seem to get, actually...
Codenames pictures. And
Yes.
Codenames. There's a
Codenames,
perfect.
Codenames pictures. There you go.
Done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get that for
Perfect. About
Christmas.
15 quid.
They are, Paul. Pay us our royalties later.
One of the things we always seem to get at Christmas, mainly because we ask for it, is one of the maps for Ticket to Ride.
Yeah.
It's one of the smaller expansions because they're about 20 quid.
There's an idea. I could get loads of expansions for Power Grid.
You could, yeah. Get the maps, yeah.
Uh-huh. And what else do I want? I want Dominion, actually. I know you've got it. And I want Netrunner. I know you've got it, so there's not really much point, but I kind of want them.
Well, Netrunner you can argue against yourself because Netrunner is a customizable card game.
That's true.
The whole idea is you make your own runner
Yeah.
and corporation deck. So there's an argument saying, yeah, getting your own copy of Netrunner means that you can actually start to appreciate the game a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, all the LCGs are nice little... The problem is if you're into an LCG, you've already bought everything for it.
Yeah.
You've already bought...
LCG.
So LCG
Living
is
card
the
game.
living card game, which is Fantasy Flight's collectible card game system. So what they do is the game will come out in a box set, and then they'll do small packs, which are about 12 quid. It's about 60 cards. I think they're about one a month. They'll do a cycle, and at the end of the cycle, they'll do like a big box expansion, which has got 3 times as many cards in. But the problem is, if you're a player of those games, you're generally buying them as soon as they come out anyway. Whereas if you're dabbling, So if you're dabbling, they're nice little stocking fillers because, one of the data packs is a few quid. I mean, I've got the Lord of the Rings one. And I've only got the first set and one of the big box.
Yeah.
So actually, loads of Lord of the Rings small packs would actually be pretty cool.
Probably any game where you can buy small chunks of expansions.
Yeah.
People are going to hit me.
Against Humanity.
Yeah, Cards Against... I was going to say, people are going to hit me for this, but Cards Against Humanity and Munchkin are good examples of that.
Imploding Kittens.
Imploding Kittens, yeah.
Star Realms.
Yeah.
Star Realms is a nice one because that's nice and cheap. That's a deck builder, very similar to Ascension. Ascension is probably another one you could probably get as well. And Star Realms is nice because you can play it 2-player and you need a second set to make a 4-player.
Yeah.
So you can just pick and mix. They're nice stocking fillers.
Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah.
Quite a few there then.
And if you're feeling particularly fruity, Feast for Odin because that's about 80 quid.
Whoa! Jesus.
Have you seen the size of the box for that? Now, you guys haven't played any... I'm going to pronounce this right. Is it Uwe? I think it's Uwe Rosenberg. I think, Andy, you'd really like his games.
Well, he did do an expansion for Viticulture.
Yes.
He did the More Visitors expansion, so it's a set of basically visitor cards for Viticulture. And he did, Uwe Rosenberg did that expansion.
He's got 3 games which basically follow on from a logical kind of progression in game design. So Agricola, Caverna, and Feast for Odin. And somebody put all 3 boxes on a table, and it's like 2 inches thick, 4 inches thick, 8 inches thick.
Jeez,
It's a cube.
Yes. Time to bring it to a close, I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you very much for listening.
This has been the Red Dwarf podcast.
It has indeed, yes.
So if you haven't seen enough Red Dwarf, and by enough I mean all of it,
And there's no such thing as enough Red Dwarf.
then you better go and watch some.
We had. But don't forget to play some board games. But don't dwarf and game.
What? Anyway. It's been good having you guys here.
Yes. Thank you very much for listening. Goodbye.
Ta-ra!
Catch you later.